Hello, how you doing? This is Jeffrey Lee Folschinsky, your thespian in the battlefield of the ridiculous, and I'm hitting my marks on this stage of silliness as I welcome you to another episode of Meaningless Minutia, a show that goes undercover behind enemy lines of frivolous facts and then yells out, "Here I am!" And with that curriculum vitae of unnecessary oversharing thrown out there, let's get down to this week's question. Did you know the Allies used artists to help win World War II? That's right, during World War II, the Allies recruited from art schools, advertising agencies, and theatrical artists to form the first mobile multimedia tactical deception unit known as the Ghost Army. Their job was to impersonate the other Allied Army units and to deceive the enemy of the Army's actual whereabouts or to embellish the size of that Army. Some of their tactics involved utilizing inflatable tanks, trucks with powerful speakers mounted to them, and scripted fake radio transmissions that were acted out to confuse the enemy about what was actually going on. The Ghost Army was first deployed in England in the days leading up to D-Day. The unit used inflatable versions of Army equipment to give the impression of a military buildup and simulated radio chatter to confuse the enemy on when and where the actual invasion would be taking place. After the Allies successfully landed and created a beachhead, the Ghost Army was sent to create a false landing site that involved trucks with giant speakers with a soundtrack of troop activity and lights used at night to give the illusion of an active military base. This, of course, drew the fire from German artillery, but the Ghost Army usually had vacated the area of personnel. This helped the real Allied bases by drawing the enemy bombardment away from them. These deceptions were so effective that during the taking of the city of Brest, the Ghost Army saved countless lives by tying down German defenders by simulating a much larger force that was encircling them. On June 23, 1945, the unit was disbanded and headed home after assisting Allied armies through multiple battles in such places as France, Luxembourg, Holland, and Germany. And while their exploits were kept secret for more than 50 years, they were eventually declassified in 1996 and were the subject of a PBS documentary in 2013 called The Ghost Army, which is great and all, but it makes me wonder, if you're specializing in deception, how do you feel about getting interviewed about it? Okay, I can feel your mental limelight fading, so I best just stop there. But before I let you exit stage left, let me leave you with this unmemorable moment. During D-Day, the Allies dropped dummies of paratroopers to confuse the enemy. Just showing you, there's a reason they call it a theater of war. And with that, I'm Jeffrey Lee Folschinsky saying, adios, amigos.